Hey, this is Spain with Role Playing Public Radio. This is RPPR Actual Play. We are playing Cthulhu Eternal, which is an open game license, percentile Cthulhu Lovecraftian role-playing system, so I thought I'd try that out. It is inspired by Call of Cthulhu, weirdly enough, and Delta Green. It has rules from both systems. We're doing a modern age game. This is Darkfield, a scenario of my own creation, and if you're listening to this, that means this scenario is available for patrons of the RPPR Patreon, with original art from Trevor Henderson, the creator of Sirenhead, and backers at the $5 level and higher can get access to this scenario and other scenarios that I've written, including other modern horror scenarios, a Mouse Ritter scenario, and a Fist scenario. So lots of scenarios, as well as bonus podcast videos now, and all kinds of cool stuff at patreon.com/RPPR. But let's introduce our players, as they are members of a cryptid hunting content creation team who have a hot lead, and we'll need to find out. But let's introduce the team, and we can all talk about the name of your channel. Probably, maybe you have multiple channels, maybe one for YouTube, one for Instagram, and so on and so forth. But let's just go in Discord order. So V from Queen Courts Games, please tell us about Jessie Wagner, and then tell us about Queen Courts Games. So what have you been up to lately on that?
Yeah, hi everybody, it's me, I'm V, and today I'm playing Jessie Wagner, the videographer / artist for our cryptid hunting group. She's just a 26-year-old something who, dropped out of college after taking exactly 3 semesters of it. Definitely never finished because she realized that all she wanted to do was be out in the field. She drives a beat-up Honda Civic because all of her money goes to cameras and equipment, and, obviously it's paying off. She's phenomenal. I am so excited to get to play her today. And yeah, I am V, like Ross said, and like I already said, and I'm from Queen's Court Games. You may have heard of our tiny little Vampire the Masquerade podcast, the All Night Society, multi-award winning, internationally acclaimed Vampire the Masquerade podcast, whatever. It's fine. It's like MBD. But that's, we are in production on season 3, which is really exciting and fun. And yeah, that's just, that's pretty much it, because we're also kind of doing the Tabletop Arts Fund, in case nobody's heard of it. Anybody who maybe out there trying to get funding for games or AP stuff to submit to festivals, the Tabletop Arts Fund is a nonprofit organization that funds money or fundraises and helps get money into the hands of creators who need it most. So definitely check out the Tabletop Arts Fund. And I think that's enough from me.
All right. And next up, we have Max playing Larry West, professional content creator. Yeah.
Thanks for that layup, V. How am I going to follow that up? Yeah. Hey, it's Max here from Relatable Roles and Good Brews, Bad Views. Many of the people on this podcast have been on both of those podcasts.
Hey.
So it's always a good time over at Relatable Roles. Currently, we are taking a break from Delta Green after finishing Impossible Landscape, so we're running some Warhammer Fantasy Roleplay, being hosted by a friend of the show, Noah, as well as diving into some interviews with Caleb about Red Market 2nd Edition and all that jazz, as well as, what it's like working on the monumental Delta Green source books from the 90s, and, whatever other games catch our liking. Today I am playing Larry West. In my mind, he's a guy who got into YouTube video deep dive essays during COVID when, people had the time to pursue those kinds of hobbies. He lives in a modified van because he is all about that van life. He's not just a content creator, but also a writer. A lot of it's self-published, hasn't really made it big from the writing thing, but really enjoys doing his videos on cryptids and urban legends. So it's got a solid team, with Jessie being the longtime videographer. Got into this together. She knew way more about video creation than I ever did, so it's a good pairing.
Awesome, yeah. And of course, we have a third member of your team with Rob from the Orpheus Protocol, I believe.
Yes, hello. I apologize in advance for playing Skylar Bancroft, the producer. He's like an ROTC sort of West Point guy, old money, didn't actually have any real aspirations for military. That was just kind of what was expected of him, and so he kind of did it. But at some point, his parents' iron grip on his future diminished as they got interested in other things, and basically he just got left with a trust fund and whatever. And I do see it as purely the phonetic coincidence of crypto and cryptid being really close to each other that he accidentally discovered the cryptid community. And most infuriatingly immediately started to successfully make money in that space, despite that not making any sense. He wouldn't be able to explain why, other than something like involving the great man theory of history, maybe. But yeah, no, just everything he touches turns to gold, and he drives around in an SUV that like looks like it started life as being for a realtor, but then got like extreme like penis insecurity and had some aftermarket stuff done to it in that way. And he's a bit of a, I guess, sort of a military weeb, but like weeb is more enthusiasm. I think it's just more of a matter of course for Skylar. I don't think he has worked an actual job. He is 39 years old, and I think that he has been to school and has gone directly from that into being an executive.
All right.
And then in terms of the Orpheus Protocol, my goodness, you can purchase the Orpheus Protocol on itch.io or DriveThruRPG. I've got a small podcast that I might interest you in if you're interested in hearing some actual play of the Orpheus Protocol. We're about to release episode 320. It's all one campaign. It's all one epic worlds-spanning, incredibly overambitious story that I'm quite excited to be in the final season of now. Like, I'm actually planning out how to tie up the, like, 600... not quite One Piece level of dangling narrative threads. And so we're doing that. Stay tuned. I've got like a couple more smaller game projects planned for when Orpheus ends, and then I am lining things up for the next huge game and podcast that comes after.
Hell yeah. So great. Yeah, and I'll have links in the show notes to all these. So be sure to check out our guests' shows. And yeah, because, well, they're all very good stuff. I can promise you that. But so let us begin Darkfield. So all of you are members of the same cryptid hunting community content creation team. And so you've been traveling around. Perhaps you've gone to Skywalker. Yeah, and you actually have money. So you've been able to go on location to, Skinwalker Ranch or, gone hunting for the Jersey Devil and the Pine Barrens and other such things. And your videos get they're probably one of the top rated content creation teams in the cryptid community. So probably millions of views on the YouTubes and whatnot. So you're actually getting a decent income. And so what will begin as I'm going to borrow something from Caleb, LaFontaine, Missouri, a small Midwestern town, city of a few 100,000 people in the Midwest. And you have received a photo, which is the cover art of this scenario, of an impossibly large giant, taller than a street post in a street that you have geolocated to a neighborhood. It was sent to you anonymously, and you were able to locate that. And actually, one thing I will allow, I should have mentioned this before, but the way Cthulhu Eternal does skills is you get a certain number of occupation skills, but then you get 10 selections of skills, and each one gives you 20 points in a single skill. And I did that, but since you're more experienced cryptid hunters, I'll let everybody have one choice, so you can level one skill up by 20 points, but you can't divvy it up into two tens or whatever. So you can keep that in mind. But you're in LaFontaine, and you need to investigate this street, this area, to see if you can find anything. Because, I guess I'll start with you, Skylar. What have you leaked this photo yet, or sort of teased this photo on social media to try and build up anticipation, or is this going to be like you guys? As far as you know, it hasn't been posted on the internet, as far as you can tell. Someone who set up a brand new. Well, you don't know. You have to make a skill check. I'll say the email address is curious watcher at protonmail.com, and they said, this, I don't know what this is. Can you tell me? And they sent the photo of this thing, and that's it. That's all you know. So you have the email address, you have this, but this lead, Jessie, I'll say you've already analyzed the photo, and it shows no signs fakery. If it is fake, it's, it's everything corresponds to this being like, it could be an actual statue or something, it would be done practically, not digitally, as far as you can tell. It is an amazingly captured photo. So that's why you drove all the way to this middling city in the middle of nowhere for this story. So, and I'll say you made your sand check when realizing that. Yeah.
Well, Skylar would certainly want to run whatever, overly expensive purchased script kiddie nonsense that he has to see if he can find out anything about this email address, because the first thing that goes through his mind is, this is a really, really convincing photo, and so either this person has just put in an unthinkable level of effort, which, who would do that? Or this is a new level of AI image generation that he wants to be in on, if that's the case. So what is that, a technology use to take a look at the email?
Now, one thing Cthulhu Eternal, you did mention buying script kiddie stuff too. So one thing Cthulhu Eternal does is you have a resource ratings to get items instead of, Delta Green use bureaucracy to acquire stuff. But in this one, you have resource ratings, and you make a resource check times whatever you have available to you at the time. And so since you're doing this at the comfort of your own home, you could use your full resource rating of 16. So 16 times 5 is a 90% chance. But this will be one of your 80? 80. Yeah, sorry.
Screwed myself.
Math is hard. And you actually had to give up skill selections in order to get your resource ratings that high. That's how it works. So,
might as well get some use out of it.
Yeah. So, but that's one of your 3 checks for this. So if you do that and you make the check, you would get then a plus 20% chance on your hacking check with technology use. Yes. And it would be technology use. So your character has 60% of it, so you can make it normally, or you could make a resource check to get.
I don't think I'm going to burn resources on this because I think that's just a policy, is you have to smell actual money before you put any money in.
Okay.
Because people, I assume that for no adequately explainable reason, Skylar has 50,000 followers on X, the everything app. And so he's getting bombarded with scams all the time, every day. And so there has to be some level of cutoff before you start pouring resources in. So I think I'll just
buy Chupacabra coin now.
Yeah. All right. So that is a 52 under 60.
And also this is like Delta Green in that doubles our crits. So I believe I will double check that, but let's see here. Critical success. Anyways, so you succeed. And so one of the things you can tell is that this is a brand new email address that was signed up shortly. And this, I will say, you get in. And because Proton Mail is secure, but the password is not, and so it is a brand new email address. It was only sent to you, and it is geolocated to the ISP in this neighborhood.
Okay. Well, so either this regionally is where
now that's
this lucrative technology must be, or. Yeah. Anyway, there's a strong geo tie to this, and frankly, even if all we have is this photo, that's money. This is a very cool photo. We can make a lot of content off of this, I'm sure.
Mm-hmm. So, Larry, what kind of research or anything do you want to do? Once you got the photo, what were you thinking?
We've kind of verified its somewhat validity, I was going to just do any research to see if there's any strange happenings in La Fontaine, things that could be attributed to this large being.
Yeah. Oh, and point of order, what does everyone think? For my part, Skylar does not believe cryptids are real. I was curious if either of you guys do.
I would say I do believe cryptids are real. I drive around with a crate of occult books. I got a degree in folklore studies. I am still very close with Dr. Jackson, a folklore historian that I met in my undergrad. So I do believe that there are enigmatic entities, is what I like to refer to them as.
The alliteration, yeah.
Thank you. I
The
couldn't stop
old
if I
double
tried.
A. Yeah, okay, so Skylar assumes that that's all, like, the performance that sells you as a content creator. So, like, no matter how many times you tell him, like, Skylar will not believe that you believe in cryptids, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Amazing. For Jessie's part, I don't care if they're real or not. It's kind of, for me, it's about the storytelling and the adrenaline and like the thrill of the unknown more than anything else. And yeah, I don't know how I'd react if I saw something really real, if we could like actually get footage of something, but you know, cross that proverbial bridge when we come to it, I suppose.
Yeah, I guess this beats taking glamour shots of products for websites.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like there was a lot of like found footage once I left school, which I think is probably how Larry and I found each other. And then, yeah, now it's just trying to capture things that aren't blurry, which is why the cameras are so important.
Yeah, you could do another art videography check, Jessie, if you want to analyze the image that you were sent or further.
Yes, I would actually. That was my plan.
And Larry, you can roll. Probably research would be the best roll because you don't have any occult thing, right? Or you could do occult to like, the occult.
No occult to go off of, I would say. So I'm just kind of doing a cast a wide net. You know,
occult would be focused on like the subject, like what is that creature, and research would be like what's going on with this town or what's the history of this town. Does that make sense? Yeah,
let's do the town first.
Okay. All right.
That is a 16 under 60.
Okay. So, and Jessie, what'd you get? Videography?
Unfortunately, a 90 over 60.
Okay. Well, it's definitely an image.
Yep.
It's definitely... I'll give you this for free. You actually think this is actually a still from a video instead of a still photograph.
Okay, sure.
So you think, judging by maybe from... Yeah, so you think it's a video like of this thing, but they sent you a still instead of the full video. So that's interesting.
I mean, that's honestly though pretty common in this day and age. Like the traditional way of just like taking single photos, not super common anymore. A lot of folks will just take videos and then just take a snapshot from the video if they have a really good version. So not that surprising and doesn't immediately ring any alarm bells for me.
And it does, but you can't tell what kind of camera was used because you failed your check. So, and
no metadata information on that either?
Well, because it's a still, it's not the actual thing that was recorded, right? It's a copy of it, of the video. So whatever was used to do that didn't copy the metadata from the original source file. So, and you're not able to like reverse, analyze it to figure out what kind of camera it could have been.
Sure.
But Larry, researching the town, you do find out, since you did get the street that this was taken at, you do find out nearby there is a infamous site, Colin Briggs Junkyard. It's only a couple of miles from the street. It used to be a junkyard, but it has been closed for a while. However, it does have a history of murder. A serial killer in the 60s, the butcher of Briggs the Butcher, he was called, and supposedly killed hitchhikers and prostitutes. He was found with a prostitute in his trunk, a dead one, and that's how he got caught, because they saw, a highway policeman saw blood stains on the trunk and pulled him over. And they found parts or wallets or photos that he couldn't explain how he got them, that they thought were trophies of his victims. But they realized, and they found one or two victims buried in the junkyard, but they were not able to find. There's no idea how many he killed there. And then later on in the 90s, it continued on as a junkyard for a while, but closed down in the 80s. But in the 90s, it became known as a drug den. Users and meth, heads and other drug users until the cops finally broke it up. There were several overdoses, a lot of death and pain in that area. And before that, even in the 20s, there seems to have been rumors of the Kansas City Mafia dropping victims or torturing people or dismembering them in the junkyard. So yeah, it is known to be in lists of haunted sites and that kind of thing. So that's only a couple miles away from this area. So that stands out to you. Yeah.
Did Briggs stick to his story that he did not kill those people?
Briggs just shut up. He just remained silent.
Okay.
And never revealed his motives or if he did it. He did not. He said he tried to take a plea bargain where he would, admit guilt for one murder to get life in sentence, but the prosecutor wouldn't have it. So he pled non guilty, was convicted, and sentenced to death.
And and has been killed. Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, this was in the 1960s. He would have been,
Right. Yeah.
Yeah. So he would have died of old age in prison. But yeah, he never spoke about it. And yeah, people speculate about the motives. That not much is known about him. That would take another research roles to find out more about Briggs the Butcher.
Okay. Guess I will roll again, see what further digging into Briggs the Butcher reveals.
Okay.
5 under
All
60.
Right. So Briggs the Butcher basically came from a poor background and was actually his father left early on, but then his mother died, rumored to be a suicide, but records are sketchy. She might have been murdered. He was then raised by the state, in an orphanage, known to be cruel and violent to others. And the only thing is people talk about him being... There's speculation that he started killing when he started developing tumors, or there are persistent rumors or stories about him being like physically deformed. Especially his medical records were sealed and then lost, and so there was a lot of speculation that he was driven mad by the government dumping pollution that messed him up even further, drove him over the edge, and they covered it up. But there's a lot of rumors about him and gossip about him being like physically deformed, like grotesquely ugly, especially some sort of aberration on his chest or back or both. It's kind of hard to say. And yeah, and there are also rumors that he, talked in his sleep. And one of his someone in the same, or is adjacent to his cell overheard whispers of him praying to, the devil. That's what his cellmate said. So, yeah.
Interesting.
So, yeah, you're sort of outside in LaFontaine. So you can, basically, you do know this image was shot at night. But like there are 8 houses on this street that it was taken at, and yeah, you're all sort of in LaFontaine. You can check out it's daylight. I'll say it's sort of like late morning. You're having a meal at the Waffle House to plan your strategy. But yeah, I
share my results or share my findings with the team, and mention that this could be something new, something truly original, not just another. The channel could use something fresh and new, and not just another video on the greatest hits, the Skinwalker Ranch or the town where the Mothman is, or the Jersey Devil. Things that people have heard of. We do great work, but this putting out a piece on something truly original that no one has seen or discovered that could really catapult us to the next level.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, for sure. I mean, being there first, that's one of the biggest things you can do. Not going to lie, I'm a little concerned about why this was sent to us, because it seems like this person is sitting on value and is not reaching out to us in a traditional way, but definitely worth looking at.
Well, obviously they know who we are, so if they see us poking around, maybe they'll come forward. These people, some people aren't... They don't want to reveal too much information online, as it were, face-to-face. Operational security, I think they call it.
Look, I just think that we do need to be a little wary about this, just because, especially right now with like advances in AI, and I kind of like shoot Skylar a look because I know that that's his thing, which kind of bothers me.
A knowing nod, like, because Skylar is sure that you are just as excited about it as him. Yep.
Absolutely, 100%. But yes, with the advances in AI, and I don't have any information. Like, all I can tell you is that this is a still from a video, but like right now, I don't have any metadata that would insinuate that this is actually real and not just something that was like rendered or produced with AI, and then we were just like sent a screenshot of it. I don't want us to get wrapped up in this and then turn around and it turns out it was a giant hoax, because yes, it is possible that it's something new and exciting, right? But it's just as likely that it's somebody who's trying to discredit us, because maybe it's like one of our competitors in the online space and, they're just trying to make us look like fools. So I'm just maybe just like a little bit of like apprehension going into this, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, sure. Jessie, I love that angle, though, because if we go into it with that tension, that conflict, that, maybe somebody's shooting for us, like somebody's gunning for our spot, trying to make us look stupid, that can be an intrigue. Like, we can get at least 3 episodes out of this idea that people are coming after us because they're jealous of our success.
Yeah, Crypto Junk Shack has been throwing a lot of shade on X, the Everything app.
Yeah, there's always drama in the community. Once it reaches just a certain size, it becomes more about the drama than about the, actual topic at hand.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it's true. So I posted a link to a little stock photo. I'm going to use this as a map of this dead-end street. There are 10 houses, and ignore all the cars. There are a couple cars on the street, but they are not nearly so new. There is a battered white van on one house, and let's see here. I think the other vehicles are in the garages mostly. So yeah.
Just for my knowledge, because I'm going to be this nitpicky about it, based on the photo that we received, which we have, where is it taken in relation to the other houses? Like, where
Basically,
is the street lamp?
That street lamp is like at the intersection you would take to turn into the street, just out of range. So basically, imagine a T intersection, and the long part of the T goes to the street, the dead end street. I'll just call that, and then the smaller part of the T just keeps going on to other streets. So, but all of you, if you leave for Waffle House, you can all give me alertness checks to look around the street area and sort of gauge where it is. I will say, for free, as content creators in the crypto community, you got to shoot at night. Like, you can do some stuff. You can do some.
We do B-roll
B-roll
in the morning.
Establishing shots during the day.
Yeah.
I am the queen of the B-roll, apparently, during the daytime, because I rolled a 44 under 60.
Oh, snap. All right. Very good.
83 over 20.
Hell yeah.
Sure is a street.
Standard amount of attention, yeah.
Yeah.
No, honestly, this is so on base for Skylar. So on base.
Yeah.
49 under 50 for me. So
like he's just on his phone, right? Like he's just
he didn't give a shit.
All right. Yeah. So Skylar is just checked out. He's like, yeah, it sure is a street. Doesn't look very. It sure is a place. It's a little more. I mean, it's actually. I will say, for free, it does give you the kind of vibe of a lot of the places you go to in terms of how like desolate and like alone this place feels like. Like, this is the very edge of build up. Like, this development you think is probably maybe 10 or 20 or there's not like, this is the furthest outskirts. This is as far as housing goes in this area. If you keep going, if they keep trying to sprawl out, right, like they would hit the junkyard itself, and that's almost within sight. You can in fact see one stack of cars peeking over a small hill off to the south. But there's not much in the way of housing around here, and all the houses appear to be newer, but like they also look in way worse condition than they should be. Like people are clearly not maintaining these houses very well. But with a critical success there, Jessie, you see some birds. They look a bit like crows, but there's something about the way that they are. Something looks off to them. But you have a zoom lens on your camera. You do. So you want to zoom in and look at them?
Yeah, absolutely. What the fuck is wrong with these birds?
What the fuck is wrong with these birds? All right, give me a sanity check.
Yeah, sure. Oh, okay, that's a 13.
All right. So you don't lose any sanity, and you can see that these birds they have darkened flesh. It's like they've all been roasted and plucked, and they're definitely bird shaped, but they're just made of meat, darkened, but there's red glistening bits to them, and they don't have feathers, and they don't. Yeah.
Are they moving? Are they moving at all? They're moving.
They're in fact watching you.
Okay, so I'm not gonna point this out yet because obviously, like I'm not the content creator. I'm the one behind the camera, so I am getting as many shots of this as possible, especially because I passed my sand check. Like, this is just weird and creepy. I'm not immediately thinking that anything is wrong because, like, if this is like something, if it is a practical thing, right? If that was one of the options that we threw out at the beginning when we were talking about it, that this is maybe practicals. These could also be practicals, right? Maybe there's somebody here who's really into horror movies and like this is just a scene that they've set up, like, oh my god, how cool, how
one's
neat.
Flying away.
I shouldn't be able to do that. That's neat. That's neat.
You can see that their flesh, their wings are kind of like bat wings, and that they're fleshy and almost translucent skin flaps give them the ability to fly. So
I should definitely be weirded out by this, but that's really cool.
Yeah. Meanwhile, Larry, you're looking around. So basically, you're looking at you're standing on the sidewalk next to the street where this photo was taken, or this image was taken, and you can see something attached to a power pole. Like, and you go over to it and you can see, it's a trail cam. That's, in fact, when you look at it and you realize this must be the camera that took that image of it, because it's the right angle at the right distance to the street light.
Interesting. Any way we can find out what this trail cam connects to? Like,
that would be a technology use skill.
I'm not the best in technology use.
Well, it's a good thing you have a team member who is.
Yep.
Skylar.
I will denote the presence of this camera. It's like, hey, we found our shooter.
I just kind of like turn and like look at Skylar.
Oh, sorry. Skylar looks up from his phone. Sorry, I was looking at this way of like doing like verified blockchain based ownership of porn videos. It was going to be called NFTs.
Can you just well, you know we're working, right?
Yeah, no, I am too. Like, where do you think the money comes from?
Oh my god.
You needed something though?
Yeah, we found this cam. It might be the camera that we used to send us that photo.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I can try that. We also definitely need to like shoot the camera itself and then get Jessie up there looking at the same angle so that like we can show Larry in the place of the creature. Like, this is the very camera type of a thing.
Yeah.
Okay. But yeah, let's see what we can see.
All right. Yeah. Technology use.
I'm here in La Fontaine, standing in the very spot that a enigmatic entity was captured with this trail camera.
And that is a critical failure, 88.
Okay, you get locked out, and you've triggered. You're trying to wirelessly access it, and it locks you out and shuts down. So, and probably bricks itself, depending on the level of sophistication this person has. So
good work, Skylar.
Yeah, so you cannot get information about this from here, and they definitely are alerted that someone tried to get information about them.
Yeah, and then I'll cook up something with like for Larry to say about our producer Skylar tried to like figure out this. The security was so sophisticated, like just adding more intrigue to the spy versus spy angle of this potential story.
Yeah.
Likely to see who, now that the camera is down, though, maybe the person who planted it will come back to reset it or retrieve it.
Yeah, you could stake it out.
Out.
Like I said, there's 10 houses on the street, and you haven't even actually like searched the street, like driven or walked down the street to look at all the houses yet. You're right now you're at the intersection leading into the street. So, but yeah, Jessie, yeah, you've seen the fleshy birds, and as you watch them, they seem to be they're flying around, and you definitely get the distinction that they're watching you.
Okay. That's fascinating. I have maybe it's kind of a weird use, but since they are flying, are any of them like flying away, like away from? Okay, are they heading in like the same direction? Are they going just kind of all over the place?
Mostly in the same direction, like further, like towards the cul-de-sac, the end of the street.
Okay, cool. So yeah, I would like to try and follow the birds that are flying away. Also kind of like keeping an eye on the ones behind me. I'm going to let Skylar brick more electronics over here, and I'm going to go over there.
Okay, so you start walking down in the street, watching the birds. So, all right. Larry, what do you want to be doing?
I'm going to scope out some of these houses, see if maybe anyone's watching us, or what the general state of these homes are. Are the condition of the homes similar to the stock image you sent, or this is a more rundown-ish kind
It's
of...
more rundown, yeah.
Okay.
I did want to commission a custom
for
map.
sure. I'm just based off the houses you sent. Like, I didn't think this place was full of McMansions, but I just wanted to double check on that. So I'm gonna see if there's anything that stands out about these houses.
Yeah, I might find a different image for this, but basically I was looking for cul-de-sac drone shots.
Sure.
So yeah, and this one looked the most depressing. So yeah. So Skylar, are you following Larry?
Yeah.
All right. And so, yeah, you start walking, all of you start walking the streets, sort of checking the houses out. And one thing you could see pretty clearly is that in one of the houses, I'll just go from bottom to top. So like bottom left one is 1, then 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. It's because there's 5 rows. So I'll say house. Let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. House 5. There is a old woman sitting on the front porch, sipping on a chair, just sort of hanging around drinking from a coffee mug, and she's watching you walk down the street. And let's see, other houses that stand out. Some houses are clearly abandoned, or one house. The house 1 says foreclosed, or has a sign on it, and it just looks totally empty. So let's see here. There is another house that you can see that the windows have been newspapered. And let's see here. There is one house, like I said, has a dirty white panel van parked on there and on the driveway. And then all of you can hear one of the, I'll say house 10, you can hear sounds of power tools and construction, and in the distance are coming from that house. And one of the houses, house 7, there are bowls and dishes lying in the front yard. You can see bits of half-eaten or cat and dog food, or stale, or still water. There's a smell of animal waste coming from the house. And one house 9, has broken windows, and you can hear someone distantly screaming in there. So there are 10 houses total, as I mentioned. I'll just summarize them. One house has a person on the front porch, an old woman watching you. She's drinking from a coffee mug, sitting in a chair or a little bench, as you do. And then there is one house has a bunch of dog bowls out with cat, pet food and water. And it smells of animal waste. One house, you can hear the sounds of construction and power tools. One house has a white panel van, dirty white panel van. One house has broken windows. You can hear someone screaming inside.
What kind of screaming, Ross?
Like screams of anger, like just frustration and fuck you, distantly, and that kind of thing. Yeah. And like someone throwing a temper tantrum in there. And one house has newspapered windows. And let's see. Jessie, the birds flock to the house with the dog food bowls. And they sort of sit up on there and watch. And let's see here. Other houses are pretty, like one house has an open door swinging in the wind. One house has a piece of paper taped to the front and looks pretty abandoned. And the other two, one is got old police tape on it. And yeah. So those are the houses that draw your attention. But yeah.
Do you guys think this is like some haunted house like setup shit, or does this place just suck way worse than most places?
I think it's the latter.
Don't know. I mean, and I'm gonna like gesture in the direction of the birds and just say if this is a haunted house thing, these are some really cool effects. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah, you have high res photos of them. You could show them to your team members.
Oh, Skylar's not gonna give a shit. He doesn't care.
Okay, yeah.
If Larry asks to see, I mean, I would talk about them, but the guys usually know, like, when I'm in the zone, like, just taking clips and stuff, like, if I have something, like, worth showing, but, like, for now, I'm just like, no, these are, like, really cool. And I'm typically fine not sharing stuff until the editing process happens. Does it look like the birds are eating the food in the bowls?
Absolutely not. They're not touching it.
Interesting. Do the birds have mouths?
Yeah, you look at them and zooming in on the photos you've taken of them. It looks like their beaks it's the same color as bone, like bleached bone. And yeah, they look very sharp, like a sharp bone beak.
How far away from the birds am I right now?
Well, they're on the roof of the house with the bowls in the front yard. And they're just, I mean, most of them. There's once you look, you can see there's about a dozen of them, and they're kind of on different houses, and they're all sort of like intently watching the three of you.
If I like start walking towards the house, do they react in any way?
The one with the bowls?
The dog bowls, yeah.
No.
Okay, then I'm going to walk up to the bowls because you said that it's pet food. Is it pet food?
Yeah, you can give me an alertness check.
48 under 60.
Yeah, it is like old bones and yeah, but you also, so you did make it?
Yes.
And yeah, there's a bone sticking out of the ground near one of the bowls.
How big is this bone?
It not like human size, but I forgot. I think I gave one of you biology as a science skill, but not. I think that was the author, the content creator. No, I took that out.
Nope, was not me.
Yeah. It doesn't. Yeah, I don't know. Like you'd have to do. You only see a bit of it sticking out from the ground. You have to pull it out to see it.
Oh gosh, sure. Why not? I mean, I have to see what these props are like, right? Like how good did they make it? Is it plastic? Is it resin?
Oh no! You pull it out and you can see a bit of like flesh and fur sticking to it. Give me a sound check.
Yeah, sure.
It smells of death. Death.
21.
Yeah,
I'm just gonna
it feels slightly sticky. Like this is, so you make it. Yeah, so you don't lose any sand. But this is a real ass bone, and it is something that has died. And, but you do not have the expertise. It doesn't look human. It's like a longer bone, like a femur of some kind. But it's you don't know what kind of bone it is.
Okay. Yeah, I'm just gonna like drop it and just kind of be like, oh my god, something literally died here.
You can take photos of it, post it on the internet, and make a research check to find out what kind it is, or one of you could.
Ooh. Yeah, I like that idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So go ahead and I guess.
I don't have research, so
I do.
All right.
I think I do too, don't I?
Yeah. While Jessie is doing that, Skylar, do you want to go talk to this old woman with me?
Yeah, sure. Disgustingly, Skylar's like really good with people. I think it's like when people get to know him, it might drop off a bit.
Yep. So yeah, you. All right. So the two of you head over there. One of you needs to like stand and like get Jesse's photo and then make the research checks as you like, hey, Reddit, what's this? Yeah.
I'll do the research.
Okay.
What's your research, Skylar?
40.
Mine's 60, so I will do the research. You do the old woman investigation.
Although this is just getting things started, because like if she actually has something cool to say, we've got to get you on camera talking to her, of course.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I rolled a 97 on my research, so I'm not good at identifying bones, apparently.
Yeah. Neither is Reddit, apparently. So yeah, you're not able to answer it instantly. Google Lens cannot identify it for you. Yeah. So Skylar, you go there. The old woman sees you. You can tell that she's pretty weathered. Her skin is pretty tan, long silver hair. She says, "Don't step on my lawn. Come up the driveway if you want to talk."
I'll comply with that. That's fine.
Okay. She says, "Good morning. You lost?"
Oh, not exactly, ma'am. Nice to see you. I'm Skylar Bancroft. I'll often offer a business handshake to this random old lady.
She does not get up, but she does shake your hand.
We were just doing a little bit of research around this local area here. Actually, this is the location that I was sent an interesting email from. You seem to know what's going on in this area. Maybe keep tabs on the happenings. What's the interesting local color around here? Like what's interesting to do, who's interesting to talk to, that sort of thing. Very interested to get a local perspective.
And who you say you're with? Why are you so curious about it?
And then I will dust off whatever sort of boilerplate explanation of what YouTube is and why that would be of interest that I use with old people.
All right. Yeah, you can roll charm or persuade.
Let's see. I've got both of those.
They're both at the same percentage. No, that's the different character, actually. Yeah.
They are both at the same. And for my curiosity, what's the difference between charm and persuade? Because that's, I think, a different split up of the social skills than you get in Delta Green.
That is a good point. I mean, harangue is what they use for coerce and / intimidation.
Mm-hmm. I think persuade is utilizing logic to argue with someone.
Charm is the deception, guile, cunning, buttering up, and other subtle techniques. And persuade is negotiation, cold logic. So that's how they divide it.
Okay, so this will be charm.
Yeah.
That'll be a 97 over 50. I'm doing so good.
She just said, "Well, this neighborhood's kind of new. It's only 10 years old, if you can believe it, but it went to hell pretty quickly." Maybe honestly though, you should if you have this big internet show, you should get it to tell animal control to deal with all these wild dogs that come out at night.
Interesting. Tell you what, I'm going to have my good friend Larry come over here and ask you about the wild dogs and stuff. If you don't mind, you can actually be on our internet show talking about the problems that have come into this neighborhood. Maybe that'll get some eyeballs on it to the point where somebody might do something to help. Who knows?
Okay. All right. She seems skeptical. You don't have to make an insight check to do that. Yeah, it's insight.
We did an incredible job of splitting up and failing at everything.
Fantastic.
Yeah.
I haven't failed, thank you very much. I'm doing great.
Yeah.
Oh, Skylar forgot to consider that in his calculus because you're a woman.
Yeah.
No, I get that.
Yeah.
As established, math is hard.
Yeah. So Larry, you start heading over. Jesse, do you want to tag along and record this, or are you going to do something else?
I mean, I have to, right?
Okay. All right.
That's part of
the
it.
three
I
of you
assume
assemble.
Skylar is very angry at me for not already being there.
The woman repeats her instructions not to step on her yard, and when the two of you approach, she's very clear about that. She does not want any of you on her yard.
Just because I'm curious, what exactly does her yard look like? I need to know what I'm avoiding.
Yeah, you can give me an alertness check.
48 under 60. It's a pass.
Oh, there's bear traps that are concealed in the yard.
Oh, okay.
Okay, great.
Mm-hmm.
I will point those out to Larry as he and I are walking up, because asking her about the bear traps, maybe it ties into the dogs or whatever, but maybe there's some other reason. So just
possibly.
Okay. So, yeah, the three of you avoid the yard. And so, Larry, ask away.
Yes. Hello, ma'am. My name's Larry West. I've heard you mention that there's a number of dogs that are running through this neighborhood at night. Can you tell us more about this?
They're the damnedest things. They're big, and they're fast, and I don't like them. And I've called animal control, and they only work 9 to 5. They don't come out at night around here. Cops don't come out here much anymore either. I mean, you can hear old. Let's see here. What name did I give that guy? Where is he? I have names for all these characters, I swear. Clint. You can hear him screaming down there. He's angry, and they don't do anything about him. But yeah, the dogs. You come out here at night, I'm sure you'll get a lot for your show. They ain't like dogs I'm used to.
And have these dogs always been a problem in this neighborhood?
Well, I only moved here maybe a couple years ago, and it started around 2 years ago, and it's been getting worse ever since.
Worse how so? Just more dogs? Or are they damaging people's property? I see you have a number of deterrents set up here in your front yard. Are those for these dogs?
I don't want to talk about that on camera. I'm sorry.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. She waits. She looks at you, Jesse, and doesn't say anything. She wants you to turn the camera off.
Okay, I want to put, so the camera folds out, right? The little viewfinder folds out.
Sure.
So I want to close it and then put, my camera down at the side, but not turn it off, so I'm still recording sound.
Yeah, classic, yeah. You don't have to roll for that. That's she says, look, it's don't cut that out. It's not legal to put out those in county land, liability and it's whatnot.
Of course. That's why I said deterrents.
Yeah, well, yeah. I see what you're getting to, but I don't think you don't really grasp the situation. I think if you see them, if you come here at night, you'll know. Maybe we can talk then, but I don't want to deal with some tourists.
Of course.
Flapping their jaws. I gotta know if you're for real or not.
Of course.
So yeah.
Have these dogs been assaulting anyone, or
I hear them
just running amok?
I don't know. They don't howl and they don't bark much. I hear things at night. I see things at night. I don't know. Something bad's happening, but I don't know what it is. But I don't think you understand. And I don't think you can understand until you see it for yourself.
And that's why we're here, ma'am.
Skylar's going through in his mind all the royalty-free horror music that's going to go under this part.
Yeah, all right.
Can you... Sorry to interrupt and change topics just briefly, and I'm going to point at the birds. How long have the birds been around?
I didn't notice them at first, but I think they've been around as long. Like I said, this place was built 10 years ago, but I only moved here 3 years ago, and it wasn't great, but it was cheap, and it wasn't nearly this bad. I wouldn't have moved here if it was, but sunk all my money in this goddamn house. I can't exactly move
Do you know what was here before? Just undeveloped land?
Yeah, there's something about that junkyard that made people not want to build, I think. But, 10 years ago they built this place, but they stopped. My real estate agent said there were going to be a lot more neighborhoods around here, but they stopped building with this street. I think they got cold feet or something.
I
What
see.
junkyard?
South of here, just follow the road a bit. You'll see it. Cole and Briggs. It's shut down, but I walked by there once. Nasty looking place.
Nasty how?
I don't know. It's a bunch of old busted up cars, the rust everywhere. I could hear rats scuttling around, although I didn't see any. Smelled bad. God knows what else is in there. I heard some people got murdered in there. Never found the bodies.
That's like a keen observer would see that it looks like a lightning bolt made out of money just struck through Skylar's body. What time is it, Ross? Like, where's the position of the sun in the sky right now?
I'd say it's like 1 p.m. at this point.
Okay. Depending on what else
like
we
October,
find,
like early fall. Yeah.
Depending on what else we find to do, Skylar shoots a text to like the group chat suggesting that maybe we, in the edit, change the order of events a little bit so that we find out about the junkyard being possibly haunted or cursed or the source of the evil a little bit later, so that we are racing sundown when we go to investigate it, because that would be really dramatic.
Okay.
Yeah, that sounds like a good.
Yeah, all of you can give me insight checks at this point.
Okay.
That's a fail for me.
That's an 11 under 60 for me.
Yeah, success for me, not critical.
Okay, so Jessie, very insightful. This woman she set a bear trap. She has weathered, a tan look. She looks pretty strong and healthy despite probably being at least in her mid-60s, if not older. This is a woman you would expect to be someone who spent a great deal of her life outdoors and knows wilderness, has a lot of wilderness skills. She's the one who sent you the email, is your guess. She set up the trail cam. She can set up bear traps and conceal them pretty well. She probably has a gun within reach, probably under that in that table next to her bench, and she is looking at you with cold, steely eyes. She's testing you. She has more information, and she is not going to share until you have stayed out here after dark. Yeah.
Okay. All right. I'm going to reach into my bag and I'm going to pull out, one of the copies of the image that we have, and just say, really, really high quality picture that you sent. Skylar broke your trail cam. Sorry about that. If it needs to be replaced, just let us know. We'll cover that, and just kind of like give her a smile and a nod.
She doesn't say anything. Look, you come here tomorrow morning after I'll know if you come out here at night. I'll be watching from my window. Yeah. I feel like I can tell you all kinds of things, but you're not going to believe it unless you come out here at night.
That's fair enough. Seeing is believing, after all.
Now, you be careful. I don't recommend, if you step outside, stay close to your cars.
Duly noted. Will do.
Mm-hmm. All right. But I'm going to make myself another cup of coffee, and I'm going inside now. So you all have a nice day.
Yep. Be seeing you, ma'am. Thank you for your time.
She takes along with her coffee a newspaper which has something inside of it.
Definitely not a shotgun, I'm sure.
It's too big for it to be a shotgun. Probably a handgun.
Okay. Well, then I'm going to walk away from her house, avoiding the yard again.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. You can just take the driveway. Yeah.
Yeah. And I'll turn to Larry and say, well, all right, I guess we should go check out that dump then while there's still some daylight around. And then we got to figure out how we're going to scope out this place tonight.
Well, we have my van, which can easily fit all of us. So, it's... I'm all about that van life, so it's comfortable.
Yeah.
In case we need to sleep in shifts or something that.
Is that Larry's catchphrase? Like, yeah, all right.
Probably. So yeah, the three of you hop in the van and drive. Like I said, it's like a 3-minute drive. It's just down.
During
road.
that 3-minute drive, Skylar checks his phone and finds out that a meme token that he was airdropped at like a conference in Brussels a couple months ago has randomly gone like 13,000% up in value for like 1 hour. So he's made like 50 grand for having done ketamine in some sort of chateau in Brussels a while ago.
Amazing.
Coin.
So yeah, you got to spend it quickly. Got to cash out before the rug is pulled. Yeah.
No, I'm in a full stack Hitler. These airdrop tokens. Just using some crypto words there.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, just throwing as many buzzwords as you can. So the Colson Briggs junkyard is fenced off. It is a monument to dead cars of the 20th century, and stacked and cubed, and not some of them cubed, but not many. It is the place that you feel like you get tetanus just looking at it.
Yeah, this is where they buried Freddy Krueger's bones in the third one. Yeah,
that's exactly the kind of vibe it is. So. There are no easy ways in. The fence is chained up. Climbing any of these barricades made of rusted metal is going to be incredibly fraught. You could get, if you had bolt cutters, you could open up the fence pretty easily, or you could try and belly crawl under it. There is actually a disturbingly large gap under the fence where it looks like a dog has dug under it. Like a big dog. So yeah, there's actually, if you're willing to crawl under the fence, it would not be fast, but you could definitely get in without having to make a skill check. You get dirty as hell, but yeah.
I mean, bolt cutters seem like a thing to have.
Yeah.
Because part of what makes the production value so easy to secure is trespassing.
Well, why don't we try out those resources? You're in your car, so you have access to stowed and your base stuff. So that would be, I think, 12 total for you there.
So I'd be rolling a 60 here.
Yeah.
36?
Yep, you got high-end bolt cutters. They can cut
maybe just sort of your general trespassing toolkit, like a little bag with bolt cutters and lockpicks that Skylar doesn't know how to use, and things like that. Maybe one of those windshield breaking hammers or whatever.
Yeah. By the way, I would allow craft jury rigging for lockpicking or urban survival, which the Jessie has, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I do.
Yeah.
At least someone knows how to use these things that Skylar, without ever having picked a lockpick up in his life, bought the most expensive and highest rated thing that you could possibly get.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, you bought the most expensive one that only, shows the good reviews, not the bad reviews, but it's fine, whatever.
Yeah. All right. So you come in there and you open it up, you unlock you cut open the lock, and the fence swings wide open, and you can walk in there. All of you can give me alertness checks, or actually search checks if you're searching.
Search
this place.
checks.
Yeah.
Okay.
Either way, I fail 71 over 60 for both.
Yep.
I got 12 under 60. 12 under 60.
62 over base. Skylar again, not the most observant individual.
So sorry, Larry, did you succeed?
Yes, I did.
Okay. You're looking around, and for free, I'll say all of you get a bad vibe about this place. This just feels unsettling, and there is a dry, desiccated, deathly smell here, like something has died and mummified here, and the wind whistles in here, but Larry, you do see something. Looking through the mangled metal remains of all these cars, you see something glistening inside one of these crushed things, and you shine your flashlight on it, and you realize looks like kind of like a dead rat, but there's no fur on it. It's just this fleshy black and red flesh, and it's kind of hanging in there, but you'd have to reach in to pull it out. But you can take images of it. But it is rat shaped, but that is what the fuck is that? Its flesh is just flesh. There's no fur.
So, question: does this rat look like it's been flensed or flayed in like a Hellraiser sense of the situation?
Well, like it's red and blackened flesh, so it looks like it's been hardened for like almost like what is it, like kind of like a Sphinx cat, but like rat. And also it's been through a burn ward and has like scarred up from that is the closest thing approximation to it.
Okay.
It reminds you a bit of like, the Thing, but rat shaped.
Oh, okay. All right. Let's get some photos of that rat, and then I guess I go to grab the rat. Make sure you got me in a nice tight shot here, Jessie.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I'm turning the camera. Like, I think I see something inside this car, and I reach in and pull out the rat.
Yeah, give me Dex times 5.
Oh, lovely.
I mean, you don't have to make it. You realize it's kind of, ooh.
10 under 55.
10 under 55. All right. Yeah. You managed to get it out without incident. Give me a sand check. In fact, all of you, you're all looking at this fucking thing.
Yeah.
Do you have a glove or are you using your bare hand?
Yeah.
Okay. If you make
We're going
it no
into a
sand
tetanus
loss.
factory. Of course I'm wearing gloves.
Yeah, that's fair.
I fail.
All right. Well, that is 1 sand if you fail.
I pass.
What the fuck?
Yeah, this thing looks like it disemboweled itself on a piece of sharp metal as it was trying to crawl through something. And so you're getting a bit of entrails on this, but like, this can't be, you've never seen, none of you are experts on biology or anything, but like, oh my God, what is wrong with this thing? It is like, it just doesn't read as natural. Like, you can't imagine any animal ever evolving to look like this. Like, this is an aberration, an abomination. It is clearly, yeah. If you make your sand check, you can keep holding on to it, but like, this is so far beyond anything you've ever encountered as a cryptid hunter.
Yeah, I'm holding it up and making sure that Jessie can get, shots from multiple angles.
All of you can give me alertness checks.
Nope.
49 under 60.
That's a fail for me.
All right, so Jessie, you're recording this, and you notice the levels on the microphone on your camera start picking up, and then you realize this place was unnaturally quiet before. Like, aside from a slight breeze blowing through the metal wreckage, there was just the sounds you made. And as you're all looking at this in stunned silence, you start hearing sounds of metal creaking and rocks and dust being kicked over. The sounds of things scuttling around you, scurrying. Yeah. All like
Scurrying like rats?
Yeah, like in the wreckage all around you.
Oh, no. I'm as fast as I can. I'm just going to tell everybody, like, there are more. There are more rats, and they're all around us.
Yeah, once Jessie points it out, you all can hear it. Yeah.
Oh.
Hey, do rats do that usually? Like,
Do I look like a ratologist to you?
I don't know, like, in a rare moment of vulnerability, it seems like you often know stuff.
A piece of metal falls above you and lands next to you, Skylar.
Oh, okay, that seems really unsafe. Okay, yeah, good. Get the creepy scurrying sounds as we go, but let's go.
All right, let's...
All right.
As we're walking away, have we discovered evidence that the Skaven are, in fact, based on reality and not a pure creation of Games Workshop? What do the British wargaming communities know that we, the Americans, do not?
You open the fence up, yeah. So all of you, open up the fence so you don't have to crawl one at a time under the fence to get out. So, yeah.
That means although, I mean, I was going to say that means the rats could follow us, but they're rats, so they could easily follow us anyway. It doesn't really matter.
Yeah, the rats can always follow you.
Yeah, the scurrying intensifies all around you. It's like a 360 degrees of just little things moving unseen around you, and more bits of metal and rock start falling from these very, tall towers of wrecked cars as you all hurry out. But it as soon as the last of you gets over the threshold, the scurrying almost stops immediately.
I I have been recording this whole time, and because obviously, the found footage genre was my, where I came from. So my first thought is, holy shit. My second thought is, this is going to make a really cool cut. Looking around, can I see any rats? Did we actually see any
Give me
rats?
an alertness check, and this will be opposed.
66 over 60.
Ooh. No.
No, you were doing the found footage thing of like shaking your camera a lot while looking at each other.
Yeah, the rat took your wallet.
Yeah. Yeah. Larry and Skylar, you're both looking obviously as well, so you can.
Oh yeah, I got 28 under 50.
Mm-hmm.
98 over base.
All right, yeah, Larry, you did see another one of these fleshy rats peer out from the darkness at you.
I did. I saw it. This one was alive.
Mm-hmm.
No skin, but bowels inside.
Yeah.
So do you think there's like some radioactive waste?
Larry, are you still holding on to the dead rat?
Sure, let's say I am.
Okay, yeah. You've got a disgustingly dead rat thing.
This isn't the right
rat
region
shifting.
for nuclear testing, but do you think that like maybe a company may have buried some bad shit out here?
Well, there was those reports that old Briggs went insane after pollution dumping by the government.
That's
Yeah,
our
apparently it
angle.
was riddled with
That's our angle.
tumors
Although
and-
we should probably also go to the doctor after this, just in case there's something actually.
Yeah, thank God you got us that medical insurance.
No worries. You will have to go to Thailand for major procedures, but that's like not a big deal.
I've heard you can get
Sounds
by on
like
very
a
little
big
money
deal.
there.
Yeah,
Sounds
yeah, it's really
okay,
good.
Hey,
If,
guys, okay, can we please focus?
All right, let's get those evidence bags.
All right, yeah. You can. I would say, yeah. You as cryptid hunters, you would have little sample kits and like things to make plaster casts of feet, footprints, but yeah, you can have a Ziploc bag and a cooler or this dead rat shaped thing.
Inside the dump, is there like an office building or like a manager's office that we can see from where we are?
Once you were not from the entrance, but you got far enough in that you did see a building that looked like it was intact. You'd have to go back in, obviously. But yeah, it's right in the middle of the junkyard.
Okay, so just testing it. I'm going to do the hokey pokey really quick. I'm going to put one foot in and kind of test the waters and see if I hear any scratching or scurrying. And if I don't, I'm going to just kind of like cross the threshold and see what happens.
All right, nothing happens at first, but once you cross the threshold and wait for a few seconds, you start hearing a hissing sound.
A hissing sound? Like rats hissing?
Yeah,
or like, okay.
Like something hissing, something fleshy.
Hissing, always a good sound to hear, no matter what the occasion.
All right.
What happens if we put the rat back?
The hissing continues, but
Okay.
This is our rat.
Right. Well, okay.
are you going to
but-
pick the rat back up?
Well, I mean, I assume we're gonna have to. If Larry is intent on keeping the rat.
All right. When you reach down to pick up the rat, you can hear a bunch of scurrying overhead from one of the piles, car stacks next to you. Are you picking it up, Jessie, or is Larry going to pick up the dead rat?
I guess that's a question. Would Larry hand me the rat to put down, or would Larry put the rat down on my request only to pick it
I
up
think
again?
I would put it down on your request so you can shoot me putting the rat down upon your request.
Okay, yeah. All
Okay,
right. So yeah,
okay.
Larry, you can hear scurrying overhead as you reach to pick the rat back up. What is your next action?
Ooh, I'm going to leave the rat.
All right, you back away a bit, and several rats fall up from above you and grab the thing and start dragging it back into the darkness of the car stacks. Jessie, roll videography. See if you capture this.
God, I fucking hope I do. I'm gonna be so sad if I don't. Oh, 42 under 60.
Yeah, you get it, and that is some really fucking disturbing looking rats.
Okay.
Did you get it? Did you get that?
Yes. Yeah. Oh my God. Yes, Skylar. I got it. Yeah.
Man, we are. Yeah. I think we're in the black here. Like, kind of, like, even if we don't get anything else, like, we can build around that. That was fucking creepy. I feel good about this.
Okay, and like turning the camera, I'm gonna look at Larry and I'm gonna say, okay, so what? Now, once the rats have pulled the rat back into the darkness, do we hear any more scurrying, or has it quieted down?
It is quieted down. All of you are outside the threshold of the junkyard, and you hear a bit of like a sound of flesh being pulled through a small aperture that is and then nothing.
Okay, I'm gonna look at Larry and I'm gonna say, okay, look, there's some office further in. Maybe since we put the rat back, they'll let us wander around, because they didn't bother us until we touched the rat the first time, right? So maybe there's something in the manager's office that has information on whatever this place is, or any logs about anything. I'm grasping. I'm not the researcher here. I'm throwing out ideas. Does anything sound like it's going to stick?
That would be a good place to check, if any. I do feel like we were being watched as we were going through, and now I know we definitely would be watched if we went back inside. But I think this is our best bet to figure things out. What's maybe causing these mutations in these animals.
Okay.
That seems to be affecting not just rats, but birds. You said there were birds?
Yeah, they were some really fucked up birds.
And whatever these dog things are. So let's tread lightly.
So the three of you decided to go back into the junkyard to get to the office in the middle of it to investigate. It is still day, but and it is quiet now. So yeah, you could just walk there. You don't have to make a skill check for that, but that'll take the longest. You could try and sneak, which would take the longest, but that would require a stealth check. Or you could go fast. You could power walk, which is athletics plus 20. You could run, which is a straight up athletics. And you're not really good at parkour, but yeah. So yeah, how do you want to tackle this?
Well, this place is creepy, but tetanus is still scarier. So I think Skylar will be all for walking.
Okay.
Yep.
Not have your booster? Jesus.
I think that there's a lot of stuff that they're not telling us about.
Oh my God, are you an anti-vax? Never. I'm not.
I'm not an anti-vaxxer. I'm just asking some questions that I think people are uncomfortable about.
Don't get him started about RFK again.
I'm so sorry. I forgot.
So the three of you walk in, and you're walking with purpose, and that's when the hissing chorus begins that surrounds you as you walk, building in intensity as you go, and as unseen forms rattle the metal around you and hiss. You are trespassers, and they do not want you to be here. They have intent, and so this is creepy enough that all of you need to make a sand check for unnatural.
Yeah, that's fair.
Rats should not have intent. Oh, that's a fumble.
Okay.
Oh,
well, I'm fine, which is going to be really great because I'm still recording. So Larry's about to freak the fuck out on camera.
Yeah. Since Skylar also made it, I think, it's very scary, but the excitement of catching Larry's breakdown on camera is too much. He's making excited keep rolling gestures to Jessie.
And it's a real breakdown, not a fake acting one.
Yeah, so let's see here. How much sand should that be? So, fine, unnatural. I would say it's going to be a 1d3 if you fail, and 3 if you crit fail. So, yeah, this is definitely unnatural, but it's not... Yeah, the fact that they aren't attacking is also keeping it being there. But like they're there and they're all around you, and this is really not good. But yeah, that is 3 sands. So how are you, Larry? You're hanging on. You still have control of your character. It has Delta Green. You 5 at once is what sets you off to the fight, flight, or freeze. And you haven't gotten a permanent yet, or a disorder. Sorry. Yeah, how's Larry handling this?
So I think he's just starting to like rumble, like they're all around us. They're watching us. They have intent. The rats have intent. I'm still like, in control of myself, but I'm really on edge. Like I'm very, very disturbed by what is going on. Like I just start rattling off, if like suppositions of like if these rats have intent, what other animals might have intent in their actions. Are we safe here? Probably not. But we must go forward still.
Okay, so that you get to the building. There is a small clearing in the middle of the junkyard with a formerly white metal and wood building that is obviously incredibly dirty and dusty and decrepit now. But all of you can see there are some metal cases next to this that look newer. They're still old, but like pelican kind of like hardened cases with like foam padding inside. And you can kind of see there's, you can give me alertness checks.
All right.
Ooh, 59 under 60, just barely.
That's a fail for me.
Okay, those of you who make it, you can see that there have been set up some equipment around here that has been abandoned and left to the elements for a long time. But like there are like floodlights. There's also microphones set up, like the kind you would use for field recordings, like 360-degree mics. And their cables have been cut, so you don't know what they were supposed to go to. And some sort of like devices that have been sort of set up around the area, and looks like a lot of the cables were leading into the building.
Interesting. Okay.
But the door is open to the building.
And just so we can set the stage, the chorus is still going.
Yeah, it's subsided a little bit, but that might be because it's low volume and you're farther away from the car stacks now because you're in the clearing.
Okay. Yeah, I'm going to direct Larry towards the door because obviously we want to get the shot of him, following cables and going into the building and, like, all right, come on, Larry, we gotta get the shots. You're fine. Listen, they're over there. They haven't followed us over here. You're going to be fine. Okay.
Okay. So Larry, you're going in first.
Yep.
All right, you go in. This used to be the office, the junkyard. There's some filing cabinets. There's a table next to the door, a long table, and there's a window to view into the junkyard. And this table, there's more equipment that has been set up here, and there's a big, like a clipboard. And on the clipboard, there is a laminated, like a piece of laminated paper. And below it, there's like a manila folder with some papers in there. The papers, there's a lot of like dark blood, the blood kind of like, what old blood looks like. One of the fringe benefits of being a cryptid hunter is recognizing that. So it looks like someone bled on this thing, but the lamination protected the thing on the clipboard, the piece of paper on the clipboard. But the rest of the room, you can see the floor sags as you get further like away from the front door. And there's almost like an indentation in the floor, like a big circular indentation, like sinking down in the floor, almost like there's a big hole in the floor, but like it's being plugged up by the floor, like a circular section of the floor is recessed into the ground. But yeah.
All right, not stepping there. What does this laminated document?
So you wipe it off, and there is a handout for you.
Oh.
Ooh, we like a handout.
So that is in the group chat, and this will be in the scenario. Yeah. So reading from it, Darkfield Executive Summary. Darkfield, the category of land used to describe any environment contaminated by redacted. pollution, compared to brownfield land, a term used to describe land contaminated with conventional pollution from industrial usage. Darkfield land is polluted from a long history of negative psychic residue and other forms of redacted that poisons the lands for an indefinite period. Example case. The land around Coles and Brigg Junkyard at Redacted is a Darkfield, and no permanent housing should be built within 2 miles of it. It has a dark and troubled history with numerous murders and atrocities performed at the site. Request Addendum 1Z for more information on its history. We have confirmed that Redacted, henceforth designated as Entity 1, is in hibernation somewhere on site at the junkyard. Source of contamination. Entity 1 is a psychic parasite that gains strength from pain, fear, and suffering from humans. It is a large humanoid creature that grows in size as it feeds. It has its own psychic capabilities, including a sensory aversion field designated Tarnhelm that causes humans to consciously not detect it, a form of psychic invisibility. This field does not affect cameras and other technological devices. We do not know what other abilities Entity 1 has, but assume it is dangerous and hostile. Weakness of Entity 1. Some victims of Entity 1 manifest organic growths, dubbed nerve clusters by researchers. A nerve cluster is a fist-sized, tear-shaped leathery growth usually attached to the base of the neck or chest of the victim. We do not yet know the purpose of the nerve cluster, but we have discovered that the nerve cluster can be surgically excised from a victim without harm, assuming the victim is sedated or restrained. Nerve clusters are filled with black blood. This substance is extremely poisonous to both humans and the entity. Operatives who need to fight Entity 1 are encouraged to extract black blood from nerve clusters and develop weapons based on it. Typo. If housing is built near this Darkfield, Entity 1 could awaken and prey upon the residents. Signs of activity include psychotic and unstable behavior by residents, violence, reports of strange animals sighted in the area. Entities 1 present is associated with strange creatures that appear to resemble dogs, birds, and rats. At a distance, but upon closer inspection, have an unnatural and deformed appearance. These animals should be considered hostile and allied to Entity 1. If Entity 1 awakens, operatives should acquire black blood to create weapons to neutralize Entity 1. We believe that it is highly territorial. This can be used to the advantage of operatives by threatening its territory to lure it out of hiding. Cameras are essential to detect it. Once it is located, weapons made with black blood should be used to neutralize it. After Entity 1 is neutralized, contact Redacted for mission support and cleanup operations. Everyone give me a sand check for helplessness.
Yeah, no, I assume.
Yeah.
Ooh, that's a fail.
Critical
that's
success.
That's a fumble for me.
Let's see here. Yeah, I'll just count that as 1 if you fail, because you're just reading a document. Yeah.
Okay.
Skylar cannot be frightened past the sound of all the money that he is like imagining making off of. Like this is incredible. This is
has
the fucking
screenplay written on it.
Yeah, this is the kind of document you would find in a like first person shooter when you're like examining an environment before a boss fight. Like this is crazy. Like this also gives us like a narrative to go back and see if we can like search the area for people who are affected by this mysterious affliction. Not that he actually believes that would happen, but
I mean, we know that like there's obviously the guy who was like yelling, right? Like she even said like, yeah, okay, cool. There's a guy who's like pissed off about shit. So there's a guy who's pissed off about shit. We've seen the rats. We've seen the birds. She's talking about dogs. Like all of this is happening. Like all of this is fucking happening.
I mean, like
so
who knows what like kind of weird
like,
shit rats eat out in a junkyard. Like there might not really be anything to worry about, but like the angle is fantastic.
So the hissing has stopped actually as you were in the building.
I'm gonna regret this question depending on the answer. If I look outside right now, do I see anything? And by thing, I'm specifically asking about rats and or birds.
Yeah, give me an artist check.
I'm so nervous about the answer to this. 43 under 60.
Oh, yeah. They're watching you.
Of course they are.
Birds are here, too, now.
Of course they are. You know what?
They're like they're just lots of them, like watching you intently from the car stacks.
I'm going to pull up my camera. Which, well, I mean, it's already out. But I'm going to put it up because if this document is correct, I should never be without my camera from here on out. if this document is to be believed, if it can be caught on camera, but not by the naked eye, my camera is from here on out going to be out at all times. So I'm definitely going to be taking shots of these creatures and kind of like zooming in and getting as close as I possibly can. Because this is real fucking weird. And I'm going to make sure that the guys know that the creatures are watching us.
Yeah, what do you have the document now. You read it aloud to the others. Yeah, Jessie has spotted that the birds and the rats shaped things are watching you. They have not yet acted, but yeah, they're it's like they're waiting to see what you're going to do next before they react.
I feel like we need to leave.
Okay.
Yeah, why not? Skylar's really curious about what would make these animals so fucked up and so fascinated with what we're doing, but those questions are not necessarily of high value for the episodes, so he will keep that to himself.
Patreon exclusive.
Okay. All right, each of you, give me an alertness check as you're walking back.
99.
Critical failure, despite it being a 22.
All right.
Yeah,
Also fail.
I fumble as well.
Two fumbles and a fail.
Dude, I'm too busy looking through my camera to actually pay attention to anything else that's going on. That's my problem. I don't know what your problem is, but I know what my problem is.
Skylar's got a lot of problems.
True.
All right, Skylar, you critically failed, so you don't notice one of the rat things comes up and tries to bite through your boot, but
What the
barely
fuck?
miss. And yeah, what are you going to do?
Stomp it.
All right, give me an unarmed attack.
A 19 under 20. Ha!
Okay. You kill it, and that's when the rats start pouring out of the car stacks.
I'm
Oh,
running.
no.
I'm running
Everyone
immediately.
give me a sand check for being attacked by a swarm of fleshy rat-shaped things.
18 under 54. I pass.
Yeah, weirdly, I make this one.
Okay. Yeah.
I make this one as well.
All right, yeah, we're gonna go to combat. The swarm will act last because they're getting out of the stacks this round. But we'll just go. Jessie, what is your action? Are you gonna run?
Running.
Yeah.
I'm fucking running. Are you kidding?
All right, athletics.
48 under 70. Let's fucking go.
All right, Larry.
I am also running.
Mm-hmm.
Oh no, 97 under 50.
Do you want to keep? You realize you're cutting too close to one of the orders. Do you want to stop yourself and not get cut, or do you want to like fuck it? I need to get out of here.
Fuck it, I need to get out of here.
All right, you take 1 point of damage as you cut yourself on the car stacks from a jagged piece of metal. That fucking hurts. And Skylar.
Yeah, there's a lot of these guys. I don't think I can get out fast enough to not get swarmed, but they might have some kind of survival instinct. So Skylar pulls a pistol and starts shooting.
All right. Yeah, roll firearms.
58 under 60.
All right. They take 1 point of damage because it's a swarm, and they take minimum damage from attacks. So they are going to claw back at you.
So I shoot, one of them blows up, and they don't care.
No, they do not care.
That's
Yep.
a real problem for Skylar.
That is a real problem for Skylar. As you take 3 points of damage as they start biting on your ankles and ripping through are you wearing jeans or some sort of like tactical cargo pants or something?
Yeah, probably not something that practical. I've got cool stuff in my car, but I'm not going to not wear designer jeans, you know?
All right.
So
Well, they're definitely frayed designer jeans now. as you would
stressed.
believe.
They were frayed before, but like on purpose.
Yeah.
So the two of you, Jessie and Larry, you're outside the gates. The rats do not seem to be coming outside of the junkyard. Also weird, but yeah, you watch. So Skylar, are you running now, or are you gonna?
I guess so.
Yeah. All right. Roll athletics.
68 over 30.
All right, you're making progress, but not much. Let's see if I'll give you, because this is melee and you're trying to avoid that, you can still roll dodge. You need to beat a 27.
How about a 66 over 50, Rod?
All right. Wow, you got lucky. Only 2 damage. as you were getting mauled some more. There's blood is flowing freely now.
Oh yeah, no, I'm in bad shape. I'm like halfway dead.
So the two of you, he's close enough to the gate now that one of you can assist by like fighting off the rats if you want to intercede. Of course, you'll be subjecting yourself, drawing the rats' attention away.
The real perverse thing is if you look closely, Skylar is trying to communicate desperately just with his eyes that it needs to be Larry helping him because Jessie needs to get this, and she needs to get Larry being the hero.
All right.
No, 100%. Absolutely.
Even in the midst of being eaten alive by rats, I'm thinking my eyes are on the prize.
I am the tip of the content creation spear.
Okay. How are you helping, Larry?
I'm finding some, I don't know, piece of wrought iron or something I can use to swipe at rats with.
Let's see here. Yeah, you can use melee weapons for that. Sure.
Melee weapons.
Yeah.
16 under 30.
Hey, yeah, you kill one of the rats and they start attacking you. And they roll a 90, so they miss, fortunately. So you swat them. So the three of you are able to get outside of here. They immediately meld back into the car stacks as soon as all the three of you are outside of the junkyard.
I'm gonna do first aid on myself once we get back to the car.
Yeah, I'd say you would definitely have a first aid kit. You don't have to roll for that. So yeah.
I feel like our friend from the neighborhood might know first aid.
Oh, hey, 44 under 50, by the way.
All right, that's 4 hit points back. You're and you're up to date on your tetanus shots. I'll say.
Yeah, this is weirdly apparently like an actual skill that Skylar possesses.
Yeah, I did make sure there was some oversight or some, cover all the bases for these pre-gens. Or at least most of them, yeah. So, yeah, the three of you are standing out there. I'd say now it's like 3 o'clock. You have about an hour and a half of daylight. Yeah, maybe a little hour and a half, 2 hours around there.
What? So looking back at the document, it references black blood roughly 30,000 times. Is that a thing that, in our experience, we would have uncovered? Like, is this a common thing that we would know about, or is this just like, what the fuck is this?
No, you would not. This is a term you've not heard before.
Okay. Once we are safely, like, in a vehicle and doors are locked and we can decompress for a moment. Yeah, driving away from the area. I would like to ask Larry to do a little research. See if he could find any references to black blood. Maybe this is more like a tech thing for Skylar to do.
Research would definitely work, yeah. You can make a research check.
I mean, yeah, I could see if I know anything from my occult knowledge as well. Or if any of this sounds familiar to something I've encountered in my studies.
Mm-hmm.
What skill would you like Skylar to contribute as he tries to distract himself from the horrible pain and itching all over his body?
I would say it's definitely research for this.
Okay.
I would say this is not an occult term. You're familiar. It is not an occult term. So
I rolled a 3.
Okay. How about you, Larry?
I failed my occult check by a single point.
Okay. You start getting, as you're researching the term, it does come up in some fringe science terms as a redacted or leaked, Majestic 12 or something like that, like secret government research into genetics, and a term used to describe a biological material that rewrites the DNA of the subject. And if it is not done in the right way, it simply causes the victim's DNA to just melt down, genetically slagging them, essentially. But if done in the proper way, it doesn't describe what the proper way is, it can literally transform a subject into a different species.
Okay, I don't imagine you've come across a way to get our hands on this black blood.
Well, the document says where it's located.
We need to find someone with a nerve cluster, apparently, as they're called.
Well, yeah, but okay, what was that guy's name? Biggs?
Briggs, yeah.
Briggs. He's supposed to be dead, right?
Correct.
But you mentioned that he had growths and he was deformed, so
Yeah, he apparently had weird tumors.
which kind of sound like these nerve clusters, right?
Yeah,
I'm not a doctor, but yeah.
A fist-sized, tear-shaped, leathery growth usually attached to the base of the neck or chest, right? Like that kind of sounds like it.
Yeah, it's apparently he had one on his chest or possibly his back, which that could maybe be his neck.
Yeah. But again, supposed to be dead.
Right.
Supposed to be. In like big finger quotes.
Mm-hmm. All of you can give me an idea check, actually.
How is that one done?
Let's see here. I say that without
times
saying
five?
intelligence times 5, yeah.
51 out of 50. That's kind of perfect for Skylar, isn't it? Like he almost, just not quite.
Ooh, 12 under 60.
12 under 60. The document does mention victims of Entity 1 gain nerve clusters, which are people who would be in its territory, right? So,
Oh, so the angry dude.
Yeah, possibly the angry dude, or there are other people living on the street. Yeah. You don't,
Well,
all of you think back.
We haven't seen proof of life for anybody else. We've just heard the dude
If
and then
this
saw the
black
lady.
blood stuff is real, my fucking bloodstream is full of rat spit now, so we'll see.
Well, you did see, you heard power tools and construction sounds coming from another house.
That's right. Yeah.
And the woman you talked to, she did not look like she had anything. But I mean, maybe she had something under her shirt, but yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, yeah. It's getting close to being dark, though. What do you want to do?
Well, Skylar, you're good at dealing with angry men, so I think we should go talk to, the angry gentleman on the street.
Sure.
Hello, sir. I'm covered in blood. Maybe ask your tumorous growths.
Yeah, that's fine.
All right. Let's see here. All right. Yeah. The house with the broken windows. Yeah. You can hear more yelling. Hoarse man, someone who's hoarse from yelling too much is just inside. He is kicking or striking something. You can hear that, and something hard like wood or something like that. That's kind of hard to tell. And he is, yeah. Skylar, you're just going to knock on the door or call out to him? Because again, the front window is broken.
I will knock. That's the polite thing.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. And if he doesn't show up, I'll be like, "Hello, sir."
The screaming and yelling stops for a moment, as like though he wasn't sure that. Do you knock again?
Yeah.
All right. You hear stomping. The door is thrown open, and you see a very large man, and he's wearing a t-shirt that is ripped, and let's see here. He is, but his shirt is open up. All of you can give me alertness checks.
77 over 20.
35 under 60.
Yep, 39 under 50.
All right, those of you give me a sad check.
Yeah.
I passed. Ooh, critical success. Not that matters here, but happened.
I pass as well.
All right, yeah, there's a tear-shaped, fist-sized, leathery growth on the base of his neck, on the back, that you can see peeking out of his throat. But this dude is roided up. I mean, he's just like got these grossly distorted muscles. He looks very strong. His entire body is bruised and battered from striking things. And let's take an insight to check that this man is just so angry that it just an unnatural level of anger, like just someone switched the anger part of his brain on and just put it at 100% and never stopped. Like, it is grotesquely aberrant behavior. Even the most rageaholic person you've ever met in your life pales in comparison. It's just instantly obvious. So he just throws open the door and just raises his fist to attack you, Skylar. No words, just he is going to like beat you to a bloody paste.
Hell yeah. All right, so Skylar is going to like try to dodge backwards while saying like, "Sir, I don't want to waste your time. My name's Skylar Bancroft. I'm an entrepreneur. How would you like to make $1,000 today?"
All right. I'll let you do a persuade check at -20 to try and calm him down.
Persuade or charm?
Charm, yeah. -20 though. He very.
Yep. Well, I have a 47 under what I'm going to say is a 70 because I think as the way I've played Skylar, charm is going to be the one that I put that extra 20 in.
All right, yeah, that makes sense. All right, he stops long enough. You can all give me insight checks.
That's a fail for me.
Oh, it's a humble for me.
26 under 50.
Oh, he still needs money. He may be grotesquely angry at everything, but he needs to eat. And he can't hold the job down anymore, and he's probably delinquent on this house. He needs money.
Look, we're making an independent film, and I don't want to I don't want to waste your time, but that thing you've got going on, like if you happen to have any little growths that have grown around your chest or your neck recently, I would be glad to pay you $1,000 to have us surgically remove that for you. And if you sustain any significant medical setback during that, I'm willing to double that.
What? You think, you're just a little freak. I don't know what you're talking about. I don't.
You may have heard of us, Dr. Pimple Popper.
You can think of me what you want, but the money will spend.
No, wait.
I'm here doing.
You don't
business.
have to make an inside check to realize he isn't aware that he has a growth on his neck. He is blind to it. So. Yeah, you think perhaps there's something about this that is makes him unable to. But now if you I don't know, take a photo of it and show it to him. Or a video of it. Yeah. So Jessie, give me that videography check because.
Oh, okay.
I'll give you +20. He is yeah.
Then that's 67 under 80 then.
Okay, yeah. He looks at it, he's like, he like touches the base of his neck and he's like, "That's on me? I'm a freak." And he starts punching the wall, like the brick exterior of his house, like really hard, and you could like hear like it sounds like he's breaking his knuckles on it for a moment. So, and he reaches for it. He's like, "Ah!" And he grabs at it and he tries to rip it off. And he's then he just doubles over in pain. He is not handling this well.
Sir, how would you like to be given an opportunity to be rid of that? And also this ketamine. And Skylar opens up a little Ziploc bag.
That's a resource check to see if you have it. You're near your car, so you could use stowed as well, but that's definitely going to be...
Are you kidding me? Skylar has ketamine. Also, that's a 33, Russ.
It's to make sure that you yourself have not taken the ketamine.
Exactly.
That's right.
Yeah, you're right. This is the good shit. This is the Silicon Valley ketamine.
That's right. That's right. It's definitely medically fine.
You could dose him with ketamine and give you a first aid check +20 because you're an expert at this.
Yeah. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna give him some capsules to take, then have him sniff a line of the stuff, and then give him a troche, so that these waves are gonna be hitting in an overlap. He's going in the K-hole. He's going to talk to God while we do whatever the fuck we want. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. First aid +20.
53. Thanks for the +20. Yeah.
Well, you're an expert at ketamine, I'm going to say.
Yeah, of course.
You dose him. He falls. That takes him out of the rage hole, and now he's in the gay hole.
Yeah, I'll just bid him say hello to the machine elves for me, and be like, yeah, all right, hey, that's crazy. This stuff, there's something to all this, but that sounded like medical consent to me. So I'll just start cutting.
Well, you look at this, and where are you going to do it? Are you going to take him inside your house, or are you going to take him somewhere else?
Let's take him inside his house and tie him up so
that's a good idea.
Removing this thing from him, he doesn't immediately kill us.
All right, so that's going to take a bit of time to move this large gentleman inside his house, to put him down and restrain him. His house is obviously a wreck. He has taken, like, he was actually busting up a pallet with his fists when you go. He has taken to dragging random objects into his house to break them.
Yeah,
but every surface of his house, it is barely structurally intact. You get the sense that he's doing his best not to destroy any load bearing lumber in his house, but like everything else is fair game.
All right, Jessie, we need full alien autopsy shit, like 90s like shock TV.
And this will take time to set up. You have to cut a shirt out. You have to like figure out how you're going to approach this, because this is, oh man, yeah, give me this. I'll let you use a cult for this. Yeah, alien autopsy information. Yeah.
Alrighty.
Well, this is for Skylar to figure out how to approach. How would you cut out an biological parasitic organ or whatever?
Do we just cut? Do we drain and then cut? Like, do we need to burn something? Yeah, I got a 14 under 50, motherfuckers.
All right, yeah. And you do have, by the way, this pregen does have the surgery skill trade, which I definitely put in specifically for this reason. Yeah. You were going to be a doctor one day, and then you decided not to. But this is taking time. Like, you have to find rope, or you get rope from the van and tie it up and set up lights, because it's getting dark, to do the alien autopsy photo. And it is after dark, and Skylar, you're focused on prepping for this, but Jessie and Larry can give me alertness checks.
Yep.
Okay. Hot one.
All right. That's a critical success.
A 54 under 60.
All right. Both you roll sand.
Fuck bucket.
The burden of knowledge.
I fail.
53 under 66.
If you fail, that is, only 2. There are 3 dogs, but they're not dogs. And these are like Great Dane / wolf sized.
What are they doing?
They're watching the house.
Dog stuff.
The house that we're in?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course they are.
There's 2 in the back and there's 1 in the front. And yeah, they are drooling. Just sitting and drooling, like, as they look at you. So now Skylar hasn't cut yet, but yeah.
Can we say that while they were preparing this lovely gentleman for his surgery, and obviously, there is some time that I will have to spend making sure that I can get the right shots myself. But in my gear, I have action cameras and mounts. I would like to place the cameras pointing outwards from the house, obviously before the dogs appear, but it'll just come in handy afterwards, in the windows, so that I can see anything that's happening outside. And I assume there's some sort of like feed that I can have access to the cameras on. It's obviously small, but that way we can kind of keep an eye on what's happening as things move forward.
You don't have to make a check for that.
Okay.
The thing, what you realize though, is that the windows are all broken in this house. Even if they want in, they can just jump through a window. Like, unless you're not going to really have much time to react. Like, you'll get it on footage, but like, this is not a secure building unless you secure it. So that is occurs. So Larry, you could be setting up the cameras as you think that. So you don't have to make a check for that. But yeah, you can have that route to a tablet and set up a security camera feed.
Okay.
But
sounds good. I've got my laptop with satellite internet, so we can make sure that this is all, networkly sound.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. It just, if you do this here, they can be in here in like one round. Like, they just run in and jump through a window, or where a window used to be. Yeah. So.
Okay, so if, all right, hold on. So if the creatures are allied with the entity, the creatures are allied with the entity, but that doesn't necessarily mean that it's allied with whatever. Well, no, because the nerve, I assume the nerve clusters are somehow tied to the entity, right? Like, so if we do cut, that they would absolutely 100% know what's happening, and it wouldn't just be a sound. It would be like, there'd be some sort of like physical reaction that they would have, right? I'm kind of like saying this out loud to Larry and
Jesse,
Skylar.
this is all theory. We've never actually seen black blood-filled tumors or inside-out dogs.
Well, no, obviously, but that's why I'm asking, because neither of us know, right? So
I mean, maybe they say that Briggs was talking to the devil in his cell, so maybe he was talking to the entity.
oh God, do they? Well, I mean, do they have a weird psychic connection? Oh no, I don't like that implication. Maybe we shouldn't do it in the house. Maybe we should go somewhere that feels a little more secure. It could be the van, which I understand if you don't want it to be the van.
I do not want it to be the van.
You don't really have
in the
space
van.
in the van to do surgery.
I mean, is it surgery? Is it surgery, or is
You
it
have
just
to
love as a
lay
flash?
this big dude out flat and
Look at this Reacher-sized man we have here.
Yeah, I didn't say he's Reacher size. He's big though. He's in the ballpark of Reacher. Yeah.
Okay. Do we have any reason to suspect that the lovely prepper across the street would allow us to use some of her space?
She said come back in the morning, but also, like, the dogs are out there, and we almost got killed by a bunch of rats.
Yeah, so you can understand my apprehension then from being in a space with open windows, right?
Fair.
You can see why maybe that's...
But I feel like we're not in the position to really go outside right now. And
I mean, you could try and barricade it. I did say there are pallets and other things in the house.
Oh, yeah, we could put up a defensive position for surgery.
Okay. Great. I love this. For us. Okay, sure. You know what? Can I use jury rig?
You sure can.
Great.
Hell yeah.
That is what I put my extra 20 points in, by the way.
All right. Ooh, good call.
Yeah. Because I was like, it feels like maybe this would come in handy for me. And, that's a 55 under 60.
All right.
Ooh.
Okay. You with, and Larry, I assume you're helping.
Yes.
All right, so you take the pallets, you find some hammers and nails that still work, and that have not been broken or stolen, and you don't give a shit about the condition of the house. You just need to make the windows, put solid objects to block the windows. You lock the doors, you barricade all the windows, and move. There's all this wreckage is actually really good barricade material. It turns out, especially with you. So this all takes about the same time as Skylar as you're figuring out a plan of attack for this, and you have a little cooler nearby to plop the nerve cluster into once it's extracted. So do you want to start cutting, Skylar?
Yep.
All right.
Always good.
Yeah, go ahead and give me that surgery check.
12.
All right, so you're actually cutting, and pretty soon the nerve cluster twitches as soon as you cut the first tendrils to it.
Oh, that's weird.
Yeah, and that's when the barricade in the front window is something slams into it from the outside, and so it creaks under the weight of this thing.
Oh shit!
Yeah, it holds now, but so basically, I'm going to say that the barricades. There's a 4 point. No, I would say 4 points of barricades, and the dogs obviously each get an action. And you get one fail, so one ineffectually plops up against it, and the other one fails. So they do 1 point of damage to it by smashing into it. And you can reinforce it, or you could, if you have a weapon, a ranged weapon. Skylar did say he had a pistol, then you two can make resource checks. I would have allowed you to use your car because you were. This is a whole setting up barricading scene. If you want to say you had a pistol or a weapon, because I think I gave everybody firearms.
You also gave me a weapon, so I have a revolver already.
Yeah, so you could shoot at the dogs. I would say it's at -10 because you're shooting through the barricades, and they're just blurry, darkened shapes. Or you can try and reinforce the barricades, which require a crafting check or a strength ×3 check, as you're not, brute force is not good as good carpentry. So, but yeah, there are 3 dogs, and they're trying to get their way in there. So Skylar's cutting, so he's busy. Jessie, what do you want to do?
I'm going to continue to reinforce these barricades. I put them up. I will continue to make them work.
All right, craft jury rigging check at full for you.
25 under 60.
All right, you bring it back up to full. You are using up material. I'll say you have like 9 points of material left. And once you're out of material, you can no longer reinforce unless you find more materials, which would require a search check to figure out something you could use as appropriate. So, Larry, what do you want to do this round?
Well, I'm going to do a resource check to see if I have a gun.
All right.
I do not have a gun.
All right.
So I'll be like, Skylar, I know you're busy. Can I borrow your gun?
Sure.
All right, I have his gun.
All right, you can take a firearms check, -10 to shoot through the barricades.
I'll give it the old college try. Oh no, that's a fumble.
All right, what kind of gun do you have? Is it an automatic?
9mm.
Yeah, it jams. You're going to have to clear it. So, yeah, a new round. Let's see how the dogs are doing. 1 fail. Jeez. And 1 success. So 1 point of damage. 2 successes. Yeah. So it's down to 2 points now as the creaks are intensifying. So, yeah. Jessie, Skylar, give me another surgery check.
53 over 40.
So do you want to be cautious or you want to get this fucking thing?
I just want to get this fucking thing.
All right. Good man.
Cautious? No, move fast, break
All
thing.
right. He's bleeding a lot now. Make a sand check for violence. It's like, ooh. This guy may have to go to the hospital.
I fail.
All right.
Wait a minute. No, I don't fail. 71 is a success. Never mind. I have a huge POW score. Sorry.
Yeah, you're very strong-willed. Yeah, you're fine. It's fine. So
he was probably going to hurt himself today anyway.
Yeah, you're making progress. You're cutting it into it. And Jessie, what do you want to do?
Hearing the creaking intensify, I'm just gonna reinforce some more, and I'm just gonna call over my shoulder as I do. Skylar, you really need to hurry up.
I'm going as quick as I can here.
Mm-hmm. All right, Jessie, give me that jury rigging check.
67 over 60. Fuck.
No.
Yep, it is weakening, and you're unable to find a way to reinforce it while it's being battered down. And Larry.
All right, I'm going to spend my turn clearing that jam on the gun.
Yep, you clear that jam. So, new round. Let's see how those dogs do. Failure?
Hey.
And failure. I can't roll above. I literally, it's just strength times 5 for them. They just need a 50% chance. And I roll 72, 73, and a 52. So you got lucky this round. And Skylar, give me another surgery check.
75.
All right. Are you going to be cautious? He's already bleeding pretty bad.
Okay, I will be cautious just because, like, even though this guy's a freak, like, I think the blood is supposed to mostly stay inside.
Yeah. Also, if you can't really post any of this if he dies, like you realize that.
Yeah, that's exactly right. That's the real motivation.
All right, so you don't make any progress this round.
Like I need to like reevaluate my approach here.
Yeah, you're staunching the bleeding as best you can. You don't stop it, but you're slowing it down at least. Jessie, give me another crafting check.
Oh, 44 under 60.
All right. Oh, with the crit success, you fully reinforce it back to full strength. And then Larry, you can take another shot.
All right. Let's hope I do better this time. 13 under 30.
All right, roll damage. I believe it's a
D10 probably.
Yeah.
6.
All right, one of the dogs yips in pain. Or like, not yips, not like a regular, like a weird and wrong and distorted, like... Yeah, what a fleshy monster dog would sound like if you shot it.
Yeah.
And it does that, and you don't like that, but it is not going to try and break through the barricades this next round, weirdly enough. It is still up, though. So failure. And crit success, 33. So back down to 2 points. And Skylar, give me that surgery check. I'll give you plus 10. You're studying at this point.
Oh, hey, ought to.
All right. You're almost done. One more check, and you will have fully extracted this thing, and you'll be able to close them up. And let's see here, Jessie. It's down to 2 points again.
All right, let's do it. Come on. Fuck, 92 over 60.
Still a 2. Larry, you can try and shoot at the same one again.
All right, let's give it a go.
Mm-hmm.
That's a miss. 81 over 30.
New round. Let's see how they do. 1 miss, 1 success. So it's down to 1 point, and 1 miss. They're almost through. And yeah, Skylar, one more check.
27.
All right, you get it out and plop it in the cooler, and you stitch him up. Jessie, yeah, you can give me one more barricading check.
Please, please, please. 65 over 60.
All right, Larry.
All right. Nope. 47 over 30.
All right, so he's unconscious, but he's stable. You have the nerve cluster in your bag, and miss, and 17. The barricades break through, and yeah, one of the dogs, the wounded dog, breaks in through the front window. And good news, you can now shoot with a +20 bonus, Larry.
Cool. I will do that next time it's my turn.
It is your turn. Dogs
I wasn't
have
sure
acted.
if Jessie was going.
Well, I mean, Jessie, yeah, you could take out your gun and shoot as well.
Yeah, no, I'm 100% going to do that, yes.
Even with my bonus, I missed.
Okay. You didn't miss, though.
No.
Okay. That would've been
So,
funny.
important question. Does the +20 that you get added to the skill total or the number that you rolled?
The skill total. So you have
Okay.
a higher, it's a bonus. It's a point blank bonus.
All right, so 42 under 80 then.
Okay, yeah, roll damage. It's a D10.
8.
8.
Ooh.
All right, you drop the dog. You put one through it. What is its head? It should be its head, and that seems to have, you shut its light off, and it drops this thing. And that was the one in the front window. So you can all run through the client, make an athletics check to get to the van and drive out if you want, or you could try and kill the other 2 dogs that are breaking through the back windows. So
Oh no,
yeah.
let's get the fuck out.
Okay.
Yep. Let's run.
All right, athletics for everybody.
Nope.
Oh no. I got the nice roll, which is not nice in this instance.
It is not nice.
Well, I got an 11.
All right, you get 1 benefit from this. I would say you could either turn around and aim and take a shot at one of the 2 dogs coming from the back of the house to attack one of either Skylar or Larry, or you could get in the van and start it and be ready to drive off as soon as they get in. Throw the door open so they can get in with a check. Or yeah, what do you want to do, Jessie?
Fuck. I think oh god. The problem is I also don't want to leave my cameras, right? So like
or that could be your bonus. You grab your cameras as you go.
Yeah, I'm gonna take. Sorry, guys, my camera is like that is my entire life savings.
No, the show
in these
must
cameras.
go on. I get
The
it.
show must go on. So I'm gonna grab all my cameras and shit and head to the van.
All right, yeah, you do that. You're at the van. The van is unlocked, and you're throwing open the door and toss your camera stuff in, and that's your action. But you two, the dogs are both going. There are 2 dogs left, and so each of you is going to get a dog attacking you.
Hooray!
Yeah. So, God, I'm just rolling like shit.
Is there fight back in this, or how does that?
Well, you spent your action. running.
Already. Okay, yeah, that's right.
And Larry, unfortunately, that does hit you with a 17. Actually, no, because you were running, I would say you can dodge this, or you can fight back.
I will. Yeah, I cannot.
Need to beat a 17.
I fumbled.
Okay. So you fall to the ground and it bites you. So the bite does 1 damage, but you feel its fangs are dripping with this substance that burns your flesh as soon as it makes contact with it. So yeah, it has some sort of very nasty substance on its fangs. So yeah, new round. Skylar, you have a dog after you. Larry's been knocked down.
Yeah,
and a dog is mauling at him, and so we'll start with Jessie again. Yeah, Jessie, what do you want to do?
Okay, so from inside the car, what am I able to see?
Oh, you can see both dogs. Larry's been knocked down and is being mauled by a dog, and there's a dog right on Skylar's heels, and has the cooler with the nerve cluster in it.
Fuck. Okay. Do I trust Skylar to get away? more than I trust Larry to get out from underneath this thing. Skylar doesn't have a gun, so I am going to shoot the one who's chasing after Skylar.
Okay. Yeah, you can lean out and shoot. Go ahead and give me a check.
I missed 95.
All right. It goes wide, hits the front yard. And let's see here. Skylar, you can be athletics to get in the van and close the door before the dog can get to you.
I don't want to leave Larry just with a dog on top of him, though. I want to give a running punt to the one that's on top of Larry.
Well, I mean, there's a dog chasing you, though, so...
I don't necessarly know that. Like,
don't? No, it is right behind you, and you can feel it, you can hear it behind you. It barely, you're a hair's breadth away from being bitten by it last round.
Okay, so. That's all right. I'll try to get.
I mean,
to
you
the
can
car.
Do that, but you're definitely gonna get the dog's gonna get a free attack on you if you do.
Yeah,
that.
I don't want that. Maybe once I get shelter, I can do something to help. We'll see.
I mean, once you're in the van, you can make another resource check to have another gun in the van.
Yeah. Oh, hey, 18. I actually made an athletics check for the first time.
All right, you slam the door. The dog slams into the door.
My character sheet says I have a rifle.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. You have a rifle. Yeah, you have a rifle in the van then, so you can get that on your next action.
Yeah. Let's rock and roll.
And Larry, you have a gun. I assume you want to use it on the dog.
Yes, I do. That is correct, Ross.
Plus
I
20.
missed with the exact same roll again.
Oh, damn.
68 under 60. Or over 60.
Well, you won't believe this. It rolled at 65. It failed to hit you. But yeah, that whatever that is, it is definitely burning your skin. Melting it, it hurts. It hurts really bad. So if you don't get that substance off your wound, it's going to be really bad. So yeah, new round, Jessie.
Okay, I am going to try and shoot at the dog that Larry is wrapped up with. I'm really hoping I don't fumble Larry.
You could get out of the car and run up to it and point blank it for a plus 20 bonus, but you'd be out of the car.
Yeah, I'm not willing to do that. Sorry.
All right.
Okay. Ooh, that's a 14.
All right. Roll D10 damage.
7.
All right. The dog drops. It is unconscious, as it is not dead, but dying. So let's see. The other dog was stunned because it slammed into the car. So it's just picking itself up after putting a big dent in the van. So,
okay. Skylar will lean out the window with the rifle and just...
This is a civilian rifle. It's not full. It can't do burst, but yeah, you can definitely... Yeah. Roll damage or roll attack. Plus
24 under
all right,
60 plus whatever.
D12 plus 2 damage.
Let me find a D12 real quick. I'm not much of a polyhedral girly under normal circumstances.
Fair.
9 plus something you said?
D12 plus 2.
So 11.
All right, you drop that one. So yeah. The 4 of you can get away, or the 3 of you, yeah, as you pull away from the dogs and the house.
The 4 of us, my 2 buddies, and the tumor.
Yeah, you're right, the nerve cluster, yeah. So, yeah, where are you going to regroup? Oh, actually, Skylar, you probably want to do first aid on Larry real quick.
That seems like a good idea. Unfortunately, I completely fail on this one. Not a fumble, but a fail. Okay.
Well, you can clean the substance off of it so you don't get poisoned. It's it's necrotizing your flesh, just killing it, but you rinse it off and you're able to stop the bleeding because it's not a crit failure, but you don't recover any hit points, Larry.
Yeah.
So,
all right. I'll take it.
Yeah. But the 3 of you pull away and drive away. Do you have like an Airbnb or something?
I'm not the one in charge of booking any of that. So, Skylar, do we? My first goal though is to get at least 2 miles away from the junkyard.
Yeah, it's easy. Yeah, you just have to leave the neighborhood.
Yeah.
So yeah, Skylar, where's home base in this city?
I don't know. Probably. Yeah, I mean, I feel it'd probably be like some app-based thing, so not like a true hotel. Probably just some shitty Airbnb that I was able to get a good rate on.
We'll say that all of you head back to an Airbnb. Skylar, what kind of Airbnb would you get in the Midwest?
We'll make it maximum depressing, right? Like, it is a sad little house where the people actually live, and then like basically a tiny home thing added on for Airbnb that is significantly nicer than the actual house.
I was in like in the backyard.
Yeah.
Like, okay. Yeah. I've stayed in a place like that. Yeah.
Like it's like a tree house that looks like it cost $100,000 to make.
Jesus.
Whereas like the main house just looks like dilapidated.
Yeah, it's decorated pretty nicely. There's a little guest book that you sign. They have a little cute little name for it, like, you know, Hobbit Home or something dumb, you know, like that. Or the Baggins's place, you know, or something like, yeah, vaguely Lord of the Rings themed. And the three of you stumbled in covered in blood, yours or others. As you can get directly from the driveway to the backyard without having to go through the house. You have the little key code to get in. You've already checked in, so they know to expect you. But are you all just too focused on the mission to even like think about like, I don't know, not like casually walking through the backyard covered in blood, or are you just gonna be like, I don't give a shit. I need to get clean. I need to lock the doors. We need to figure out what our next move is.
We're not paying these people to ask us a bunch of questions.
Okay. Yeah.
That is true.
Yeah.
So the three of you stumble back as the thing in the cooler twitches occasionally, just subtly, and you can plan your next move. Like, yeah, now that you have it, what is the next move? And so we'll end there for Cthulhu Eternal Darkfield Part 1. And there are rules for improving experience. Every skill you used, you can improve, and I'll improving skills. Anytime you failed a skill, you try when your protagonist tries to use a skill and fails, put a check mark in that skill box at the end of each game session. Add 1d4 percentage points to every skill that has a check mark next to it, and erase it. And let's see here. Yeah, that's it for this session, but we'll find out how our little team of cryptid hunters is going to deal with the entity. And be sure to check out all three of our guests' podcasts and shows. Thank you all so much for playing. Any final thoughts before we go for the end of this? Yeah, I can't reveal anything yet but I hope you all had a good time.
Yes, I did.
Oh, yeah, really great.
Again, I apologize for my character, but I'm having a good time being him.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, so we'll see you all next time. Cthulhu Eternal. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.